Alright, I'm gonna go get mom's order. Come on, Moose. Alright, I'll be back. I got the orders.
Time is 6:59 p.m. and the date is December 1st, 2022, and this meeting is now called to order. Need to stand for the pledge of allegiance, please. Pledge of allegiance, please. John?
Pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America, and for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all.
Good evening, everybody. Everybody in the gallery and everybody on Zoom. Hello. Welcome. Now we're going to do roll call. Denise, could you do that, please?
Yes, thank you, Mayor. Mayor Kellen.
Present.
Thank you, Councilor Foreman. Here. Councilor Gonzalez.
I think he was going to try to zoom in, but I'm not sure.
Thank you. Council President Wagner. Present. Councilor Bart. Present. Thank you. Councilor Harvey.
Thank you. Thanks, Denise. Now it's time for announcements and additions, and I do have one. Marion County will be posting the final election results on Monday, December 5th, and normally the City Council approves the election results at their December meeting. This is in accordance to our city charter. This item is not on the agenda because the city hasn't received the final results. However, I'd like the council to consider adding it to the agenda. In accordance to the council rules, if the council votes unanimously on a compelling reason to put an item on the agenda to approve the unofficial election results as of 11/25/22, then the council can take action. Otherwise, the council can decline formal action or defer to a subsequent meeting. I am asking the council to consider adding an agenda item to approve the unofficial election results of 11/25/22 for the following reasons. According to Marion County's calendar of posting election results, final election results will be posted on Monday, 12/5/2022. The city council does not meet again in regular session until January 5th, which is after the elected members of the council take office. We can have a discussion if you'd like, or I give you the recommended motion.
Take a vote to put it on the agenda.
Oh, can I vote to put it on the agenda?
Yeah.
Do you have the results for the 20?
Yeah.
The last one.
Yes, we do.
I think we should hear that.
Oh,
Well, they'll be read into the record under the new agenda item.
oh, I have to get it on the agenda to even do that, John. So the vote is to put it on the agenda. So the ayes have it and it's on the agenda. You guys want to have a discussion or can I give you the recommended motion?
Well, you'll do that later on the agenda.
Oh, I didn't get it. Oh, I'm gonna put it under action item. I am sorry. I am really tired today and the snow just really threw me. So please bear with me. We got some stuff tonight. So, moving on. Is there any other additions or deletions from council? Okay. So is it an agenda item you want to vote on or?
It's just some information, so that's why the end of the
And council comments, okay, just trying to be clear. Now it's time for public comment. Public comment is limited to 3 minutes per person with an optional 2 minutes for council questions and answers. If you wish to address the council, please come forward to the podium and identify yourself for the record. Chief Budge, welcome.
Thank you, Mayor Gilland and council members. I just have a quick update about our fire station project on Beeville Road. I'll be approaching the state representatives for some additional funding for that project. We've got enough in our budget for a base station, base model station. But I'd like to ask the state legislature for some additional funding for some very specific reasons. One is would like to add a community room to the station for use of the Jervis community here. Would like to add quarters for our CERT team that's based here in Jervis with the CERT equipment that we have. Would like to add some training facility, equipment and property or development to the property, and a few other things like that. So I'll have a briefing that I'm providing the state representatives later in December. Mayor Gilland will be able to attend, and we'll start with that process in January. So just to let you know, that's going on. And also I will be before the council in January with a packet of a full description of what we're asking for, and for you to consider a letter of support for that request. So just to let you know that's coming.
Thank you for
Thank
that
you.
update. I'm honored to sit in with you. I can't wait to hear your briefing.
Thank you.
Council, anybody else have anything? No comment? Okay, so we'll move on. Is there anybody else? Okay, Mr. Lampier. Mr. Lampier, we're trying to unmute you. We see your hand. Hi.
You had it, but I think you lost it.
Can you hear me yet?
We can now. Go ahead.
Okay, I hit the button, I'm sorry.
Okay.
My
Go ahead.
question was, is if the letter that I wrote to the city is going to be read into the record?
Yes, it is. If you'll give me a moment, I was waiting to see if anybody else had public comment. I was saving ours for lastly, but yes, I most definitely
Nope,
will.
no problem. I will go ahead and yield back to your progress. Thank you.
Thank you. Anybody else coming forward? Any other hands out there? Not seeing any, I will continue with Mr. Lampier's comments. We're going to give the council a copy of that. Okay, council, you guys ready? So, November 27th, 2022, this is from Douglas Lampier. Sir, I'm not sure about your address. I know that you live in the Ivy Woods, or you own a home in Ivy Woods, is that correct?
It's at the bottom of my letter, but it's 940
Oh,
Winfield
940.
Street Northeast. Yes.
Okay, I didn't know if that was you or a business, so, okay. All right, it says, re-election fraud and Grosel Maelstrom. Dear Mayor and City Council, I am contacting the city concerning the election fraud committed by Grosel Maelstrom. The city charter and the state statutes clearly require a candidate for office must reside in the city for a year prior to the election for appointment to office. Grosel Maelstrom moved to Jervis on December 23rd, 2021, and the election was held on November 8th, 2022. That is only 320 days, far short of the 365 days required by statute. This fact is clearly verified by public property records. Jervis Water and
that's true.
Sewer.
What?
Okay, I'm gonna ask to mute that. I'm trying to get through this, please. The fact is clearly verified by public property records, Jervis Water and Sewer Service Establishment, and the testimony of Grosel Maelstrom on October 27th, 2022 in Marion County Circuit Court under penalty of perjury. I have communicated the felony violations of election laws to all members of the city council via email on November 8th, 2022. This is a serious felony and should be handled. I received a telephone call from Mayor Annie Gillen indicating that the city did not have a mechanism for filling out criminal complaint. Mayor Annie Gillen suggested that I contact Marion County Elections. When I contacted Marion County Elections, they were confused that Jervis lacked the capacity to investigate this matter. I am still communicating with Brian Van Bergen to determine how to have this matter competently investigated for prosecution. I am carbon copying the city attorney Ashley Driscoll, as I am certain that the legal professional would not consider this a trivial matter. I request my complaint be read into the record as a public speaking appearance before the city council at December 1st, 2022 city council session. Cordially, Doug Lampier. Okay, so. So this letter was emailed to each counselor, and the author has requested that it be read into the record. Let's see. I did receive an email from him concerning the same issue, and that I will be addressing in the mayor's report towards the end of our meeting tonight. I will address it during that time. So I'm also going to make an announcement at this time. In the future, all correspondence will be included in our council packets, but not read during the meetings. I'm going to set a new precedent. No more reading written in. If they're not here or want to do it on Zoom, we can have it in our packet so it's on record. Thank you. So I will be addressing that, Mr. Lampier, later tonight. So you might want to stay on. Thank you. Any other public comment? I can't see anything. I'm not sure. I'm not seeing any, so we're going to move on now. We're going to move on to our consent calendar, which are A, minutes of the November 3rd, 2022 regular session, a bill list for October 27th through November 22nd, 2022, the treasury report for a period ending November 22nd, 2022. Is there any discussion or question? The requested motion is to approve the December 1st, 2022 consent calendar as presented, council.
To approve the December 1st, 2022 consent calendar as presented. I'll second that.
Any discussion? Not hearing any. All in favor, say aye.
Aye.
The ayes have it. The motion carries. The next is our committee report. So I see Laura did make that. So Laura is our Parks and Recs ad hoc committee chair.
So we didn't have a meeting last month. And we probably won't have a meeting this month, but I do have an update. I was in contact with a First Lieutenant Scott Thurman, and he contacted me back, and we need to fill out an application on the IRT website. So it's the military, it's the National Guard I'm in contact with, and I need to have an application filled out on the website. So he gave me some hints here. The first step is getting someone from the city council to create an account on the IRT website. I do have that web address, and to request the support, and it's got to come from someone who works for or is representing the city of Jervis, like with, you know, the whole email address thing. So I'm here to ask if you would like to move forward with asking the them for help, and if so, then I've got to have someone set up an account.
Okay, so, if you guys remember, what they offered us was, and Laura, please correct me.
They didn't offer, they
No.
talked about.
They talked about what they could do, and this is why it's important to fill this out. Laura, do you want to see what those things are?
Well, they talked about they could help us with designing, building, and then the materials we'd have to come up with. But it was a lot of help in the designing and putting it together.
And that's what we need to get going.
Yes, we need to get that.
Question I have now, as far as funding goes, I mean, I know we have some of the money, but is it just gonna kind of depend on what they come up with, or have they said anything about maybe, doing some of it in credits or anything possibly?
First step, IRT website.
Like,
Yeah, it's the military. So you gotta jump through their hoops, and that's the first step. I mean, you can get on their website, you can look what they've done for other towns. I mean, they've built community centers, they've done skate parks, they've done health centers, they've done campgrounds. I mean, they've done a lot of big projects. So we're kind of small. It has to be 100 hours worth of work. I did catch that.
Well, it's materials is what it sounds like.
or maybe email.
Oh, yeah. I think we could settle that. Stuff tomorrow. And then just maybe help you, okay?
I've got an email I can forward to somebody who wants to get on the website and set up the account.
Did you have to go redo
I don't care. This is the help I need.
it?
I'm not
So then
representing the
Laura-
city.
Right, right.
So then Laura could have access.
Oh,
to what she's
absolutely.
I mean, we can fill it out for whatever. I don't know what it's all about. I can't go there. I just get to the cover and this is what needs to be done.
Oh, like the mayor said, we can set it up so that you have access.
And he said he's more than willing to help if we have questions. I have a couple of contacts here. I can just forward the email to Nikki and see what happens.
I think we should CC Susie in on it too, if some of the questions are financial or something. Is that all right? I think that she needs to be included because.
I would agree.
Yeah.
But until it gets
To
set
get
up
the
and
app,
open, yeah,
Yeah.
You can set it up.
it's all military, I don't know.
Or Susie, would you setting it up so it's just using the city access then?
Without having seen the website, I would have to work through it, so you know who can access, how they get access.
Yeah, see, that's what I was thinking. So maybe we should give it to Susie for the start, and then you once they're in. Wagner?
Regarding the IRT site and stuff like that, most of the time it's because of security clearances. So whoever applies for it, needs to make sure they have good background. That's usually why they want to go through a city address or something like that, because those will be usually vetted or.
There you go. From a military man.
Yeah, can we get a consensus that Susie's to look into this website and get us started? Okay, that's a unanimous yes, so yes, Susie, you have a consensus, Laura, please forward that to Susie.
So we're done tonight.
Thank you. Hey, no, thank you, we appreciate you very much. Okay, next is presentations, and we don't have any tonight, and then we would move to public hearing, which I'm gonna open this public hearing at 7:18 PM on, December 1st, 2022. And then I'm gonna hand it to Susie.
Okay. At your spots, you have a one-page memo from the Milano Valley Cog from our finance and Holly firm. So the city, she explains this in her memo. We received a land use application for a site development review proposing a two-story storage facility on industrial property located on Fifth Street. The public hearing was scheduled for October 6th of this year. The applicant requested that it be continued at that date. So the city council passed a motion to postpone the public hearing to December 1st today. The applicant is still requesting a continuation of the hearing, and that's the purpose of this memo. So Holly has provided a recommended motion for the council to schedule the hearing now on Thursday, January 5th at 7 p.m.
So the recommended motion is at the bottom of the page, council.
I'll make a motion to,
Oh, go ahead, ma'am.
Does that mean that we reconvene on that day?
Yes. It's our next meeting.
Yeah, it's the next.
Oh, for
regular-
January, okay, sorry, I'm sorry.
No,
Okay,
you're
I got
fine.
it.
So a motion,
all right, I'll make a motion to continue the public hearing on land use application number SDR 2022-01 to the date and time certain of 7 p.m. on Thursday, January 5th, 2023 at City Hall.
any more discussion? All in favor, say aye.
Aye.
The ayes have it, and the motion carries. It is postponed until January 5th. The time is 7:20, and I close the hearing. Moving on, we are going to move to old business, which we don't have any action item. We did add that action item, and if there's time for discussion on that, did you need to repeat the reasons why or any of that? What I had read to begin with? Okay, not hearing any. Is anybody ready to make a motion? Go ahead.
Want Denise to read the results into the record?
Yeah, we should probably read the results in the record.
Thank you, Mayor Gillen. For position of mayor, Annie Gillen had the highest vote of 252. City council, 2 positions were open. Michael Gregory at 305 and John Hardy at 308 with the highest votes.
Okay, thank you, Denise. The recommended motion, I would ask for a motion to approve the unofficial November 8th, 2022 Marion County election results as they stand on 11/25/22. And if the final election results change the outcome of the election, then this item will be brought back at a subsequent special meeting for action.
All right. I would ask for a motion to approve the unofficial November 8th, 2022 Marion County election results as they stand on 11/25/22. And if the final election results change the outcome of the election, then this item will be brought back at a subsequent special meeting for action.
Okay, any more discussion? Okay, I'm gonna ask for a roll call on this one, Pam.
Yes.
Nikki? Diana?
Aye.
John?
Aye.
The ayes have it, and the motion carries. Junior, are you out there? I should ask that. Did we make it on? Okay. So, all right, new business, there is none, so we'll move on to staff report, starting with city manager Morrison.
Thank you, Mayor. Provided my written report in the packet. We did get the contract signed with Love Inc. Should get that going after the first of the year. Kyle will probably talk about that. We made a hire in Public Works. I'll let Kyle talk more about that. Provided information on the grant writer, just to clarify a question that was brought up at the last council meeting. We still are partnering with her. We just don't have any projects yet, but we are ready to jump at any grant if there's a project that comes along. Also wanted to remind council and returning newcomer of the elected essentials workshop offered by League of Oregon Cities. The next one available is at the City of Kaiser, January 26th. So it's a great training and one to definitely take advantage of if you're interested. I also wanted to let the council know that I contacted PGE and there's a really high likelihood that they could help us with park lights at minimal cost for the city. They're checking into it on their end, so I'll get more information from this gentleman later this month, and I hope to have more information and maybe a draft plan for you guys to look at January or February. So.
Is it a program that they offer to cities or?
No, so all of our street lights are through PGE and they have different lighting options. Well, we are what they call option A. And basically what that means is PGE installs and maintains all the street lights. We pay for the usage. And so my understanding from talking with him is that these lights in the park would fall under that category. So they would, I don't want to make any promises, over promise from them, but if it all worked out, it could be that they install the lights and maintain them. We would just have to do any trenching work, putting in junction boxes, that kind of thing, so.
Not to bat 1,000 on that, because that's really good, but we have one more dark area that's really concerning, and that would be over on 7th, and it's the one that goes into Ivy Woods, right there where the Sacred Heart plot is.
Oh, yeah.
Miss Caballero lives across, not too many names, but it's right there. And it's really, really dark, and we have a lot of goings on over there, for lack of better words. I wonder if we could do that.
Possibly, that's 7th and Grove.
Is that Grove, John? Yeah, it's right there. Yeah, and I mean, it is dark, and there's those apartments with the kids right there, and those trees that are there are pretty tough. So it's just really kind of a danger area, I guess.
Okay,
So thank you.
I can check with them on that.
Thank you.
So that concludes my report. Okay, thank you.
I did have a question about the grant writer thing. So we're paying it in parts. Is that what we're doing? Because I didn't.
Yeah, there were some initial costs for her. She did work, she looked at our budget, you know, just, she was familiarizing herself with the city and the school district. So we were billed for that.
So like a preamble to it.
Yeah.
Okay, that's great.
And then we just get billed as we use her.
Yes. Yeah.
Did anybody else have any questions for Susie? Okay, not hearing any, we're gonna move on to the chief's report, which he's not hearing, I think we've read.
Yeah, he wasn't able to be here tonight, but he's provided his written report in the packet.
And then we would move to Mr. Jensen. Kyle?
Yes,
I am
yes.
So proud of the park over there. You guys just
Thank
really
you.
got that moving. Thank you. The
Thank you very
community-
much.
Thank you. Oh, no, thank Joe too. The community just thinks that's all that. Those kids are so excited. We can't wait. to
That's
have them.
good.
Yeah.
So
thank
you'll
you.
have to excuse me here. I tried to be there in person, but I've been out sick. I'm getting better, so. I did provide my written report there, but there has been a couple updates on some things that I wasn't able to include. I just found out yesterday that the backup generator for the transfer sewer ponds shipped, and it should be here early next week, which is great news. And then the safe routes to school, the crosswalks should be getting painted first part of the week, which is welcome because there's been no crosswalk bars there, and that's one good thing to check off the list there. And then we did hire a gentleman named Hunter Riggs who started on the 28th, and he is so far has worked out excellent. He's got a great work attitude and willing to learn anything that we toss his way. And that would conclude.
Okay. Your report.
Anybody have any questions or comments, Diana?
So I noticed over at the high school crosswalk, are we putting in the like flashing lights over there then? And when are those? being
Yes.
installed?
They, there's been some delays due to shipping and of course, supply chain issues. The electrician is scheduled to come out sometime next week and actually route the conduit in for the switches on those. And then as soon as the bars and the flashing lights arrive, they will be installed as soon as they get them.
Okay, but we have no ETA on them specifically.
Not, yeah, they, as far as I talked to the foreman earlier today and they still don't have a ship date on those yet.
Thank you.
Hey Kyle, I have a question or more of just an observance. I work swing shift and I come in off of 99 and I realize this weather is really dreary. I don't know if the speed lights, they're solar powered, correct?
Yes.
Because
those are
the
solar.
one, yeah, I don't know about the others, but the one coming in from 99 is barely visible. Is it? Okay. Yeah, so I don't know if there's anything we can do about that, but just a heads
I
up
did-
and I hope you feel better.
I have noticed that. I come in from either that way or from the south there on checkerboard because I like to look at those, make sure there's nothing burn out. I do have one of the options activated, that bright blue LED in there. And I have it on my notes. I just haven't been in there the last 2 days. But where I can actually cancel that and help conserve battery power. But unfortunately, we are at the dimmest time of the year, so it's a challenge to keep the batteries charged.
Well, thank you.
Thought of something else that was gonna come up. So, another thing that I've been meaning to ask about is, so some of our street signs, like our labeling the streets, are like, they're peeling, like, I was noticing the other day in the dark, the letters only for Douglas, it was like A last or O last is all I could read on it. And so, I'm just wondering, and I've had comments from people that are visiting town that say that our street signs are like, they're just worn out especially in the like first, second, third, from like Douglas to Ivy area, I think. Some of
Okay.
those just look really worn out. So I'm not sure if how that works, how we can replace those. But I think that especially on like Douglas and stuff where people are driving through town, it just makes it look like we don't care about that area when the signs are not nice. So.
Yes, we definitely don't want people to think that. Yeah, as far as those street signs, most of those are on the city streets. Some of them are county, obvious on the Douglas or Ivy going through town. But I can go and take a survey of which ones are going to need replaced first here and go through. Obviously, replacing them all would be a large expense. But yeah, I mean, if there's several that stick out, I would like to put in an order and get those changed out. We do have an extra stock of stop signs too, because that's generally the biggest concern, is having those things visible at nighttime as well as during the day.
Right. Okay, yeah, I'd appreciate that. Thank you.
Okay.
I'd just like to thank you, Kyle, for the quickness of your putting up the stop signs over there between 7th and 8th and getting that all taken care of. You got it done in a quick amount of time. I like that. Thanks a lot.
Well, I really, really wish I could take credit for that, but the day I was calling in for locates was the day that the contractor called in for the same locates, and I spoke with them, and it was part of the contract for them to move that. I had overlooked that in the plans, so I wish I could take that credit.
Well, that's okay. You looked it up and got it done. That's what we're looking to have done. Thanks a lot.
Called delegating, did well.
Excellent. Thank you.
Okay, if nothing else with Kyle, we'll move on. Sam, have you have anything?
No, I did not.
So, business from mayor and council, and I'm gonna start with yours, Mr. Lampier. I know you've been waiting. I said I would address it. So, on November 8th, 2022, City council members received an email from Doug Lampier claiming that one of the candidates for mayor, Bristol Maelstrom, committed election fraud. His complaint is based on her submitting an application to run as a candidate and not meeting one of the qualifications of living in the city limits of Juris a year prior to the election. Chapter 7, Section 27A states that the mayor and each councilor must reside within the city for at least 1 year immediately before election or appointment to office. Chapter 7, Section 27D further states that the council is the final judge of the election and qualifications of city elected officials. That is why Mr. Lampier contacted the city council by email. It is true that he contacted Susie and she directed him to file his complaint with the city council, which he did. Although the election results are still unofficial, it does not appear that Ms. Maelstrom with 18 votes will be elected to office. Therefore, there is nothing for this council to judge. So that's the final thing. I mean, we have nothing that we can be the judge of. She's not the mayor or going to be. Council?
Go ahead. So could you reread that part about a year before
Sure,
and or before they take office?
yes.
Because at that point, I would understand that she would be here a calendar year, irregardless of her votes.
Okay, chapter 7, section 27A states that mayor and each councilor must reside within the city for at least 1 year immediately before election or appointment to office. So the or is there, but Pam, respectfully, this is nothing that we need to deal with or can deal with because there's nothing for us to judge. She didn't come before us as the mayor. Yeah, okay, but that's, so I'm sorry we can't be of any further help for you, Mr. Lampier. Council, anybody else? Okay, so now I'd like to move on to some business that I want to discuss, and one of the things will be December 14th, the community drive-through, and then the city-sponsored tree lighting event. And Santa Claus will be there with gift bags for the kids and free hot chocolate that Erica Ramon and I believe Laura have so bravely said they would make. And the drive-through is open to all public. We will not have an escort. I did ask for one, but not to make anybody uncomfortable, but that it's been kind of the way it's been for like the school gets escort and without county, because we're on a county road, the staff isn't feeling comfortable with that. And I can understand they don't want to ask anything that isn't making them comfortable. But again, I asked because it had been being done. And so I guess moving forward, this sets in how, if we're going to do these things, to have an escort for the community needs to know that you would have to file for a county permit to have that done. Is that right, Cindy? Okay. And so what I would say to the people that want to drive through with us, it's a city street. We have to follow the laws and the stop signs. Mr. Wagner was gracious enough last year to lead us through, and I think we did pretty well. And I think this year we've got somebody that will lead through, right, Keith? Yeah. Okay, because Ryan will be doing something else. And so we're just going to use caution and try to have fun. And then maybe next year we can consider a permit, I guess. We'll stand a little bit sad. But it'll turn out okay. Go ahead.
Could you remind me again of the timing of the green?
The tree lighting is 7:30. Yeah. And so then Mickey and I have been working behind the scenes, doing donations. I called out a vision. They're going to bring candy for the kids' bags. I'm working in correlation with the Hubbard team and Jervis teams to bring the drive-through, and Nikki is doing, the work with Santa Claus. Kyle is setting up the tree. So we're good to go, and Nikki has, gotten donations from Bellman's and Mega Foods. So I'm gonna let her talk about that.
How do we get it sanctioned?
Okay.
You guys, Mom, not the time. Love you. We're trying to get something done up here. Yes, that's my mom, and I told my own mother, be quiet. No, I'm sorry, Mom. Okay, so, again, I'm gonna give the floor to Nikki, okay?
If she needs the same thing, I will move. I don't want to get in trouble. I promise. So essentially, my behind the parts scene, well, behind the scene parts, was, doing what I do, and that's getting the fundraising. So we have, we generally do about 350 goodie bags. However, we have a lot left over. And so generally we have about 250 kids we hand out to. I asked for 300 apples, and 300 that'll be coming from Bauman's, and 300 of the little oranges that, the cuties that we'll be putting in the bags. We will be here the evening before at 5:45
That's this one, so
for the bags.
5:30, 5:45.
So we'll be here for, if anybody wants to come help, basically what we do is, we put candy canes, generally maybe some stickers, I might be getting those. And then we put in some snacks. We still, if the city's okay with it, maybe go to Costco, do the fruit snacks and the Rice Krispie treats.
Yeah, if the council's good with that.
Can I get a consensus
You
that
know what? I'll go make that.
300 of
I'll
them?
take care of it.
So you've got that one?
I'll take care of that. So, Christie,
Rice Krispie treats and the little fruit snack bags.
I'll take care of it.
If you do that, I'll do the small candy canes and stickers.
Okay.
Is that okay with you?
Sounds good. So we don't need a consensus for that, but the bags,
Usually just get bags from Dollar Tree. They're just the brown paper bags. We've tried Santa bags. They're just too small. Once you get that apple in there, there's just one. So the paper bags seem to work fine, and we just go for them.
Okay, are you gonna pick those up or what?
all right, so, council, Michael, would you like to help?
Yeah.
Okay, you and Sandra, if she's feeling better, and Mom, would you like to help? Okay, and I know Keith and I believe Brian and Mickey and John and Linda and yeah, okay. All right, well, we got plenty.
Anybody that wants to help,
Yeah, absolutely.
you girls,
Sue?
make sure you get down there.
You guys want to
We're
come
gonna
on?
have
Well, I'd like to
pizza.
get a head count, so we are going to have pizza.
What day?
December 13th. There's pizza. Right.
And if anybody can think of anything else to put in there, you know, whether it's pencils, whether it's a coloring sheet, you know, feel free. The kids love them. They get their little bags and they're, once they meet Santa. So yeah, it'll be a fun night. I do want to request if we can use the city's canopy. And if Kyle and the guys might be willing to help put up the backdrop at the stage, which is where Santa will be. Mhm. The backdrop,
I'm sorry, I didn't quite catch that.
that's okay, Kyle. So what we're asking is, generally, when we've done the winter festivities, you, Public Works has helped us with putting up a canopy if necessary, putting up the backdrop. As far as the chair, we don't have one, but Brian and I are providing one that will be perfect. So I guess we're just asking if you guys would mind helping us get that ready and prep it.
Yeah, we could definitely get that set up as needed.
Okay, thank you.
Thanks. What else did we do? There's one more thing. Oh, go ahead, Pam.
Do we have a weather contingency? Not to be very downer, but
Well, Santa's gonna be covered, so short of a blizzard, probably not.
Oh, we're hoping for snow.
I'm going to,
I take snow over rain for
I don't
sure.
think the kids are gonna wanna give that up. But, like, I am going to have I'm going to borrow some coffee things for the hot chocolate to stay hot and, stuff, so hopefully.
We have a big coffee pot here too.
Oh, do you have the big one?
And
Okay.
CPT has a brand new one like we would do. with the donate.
Oh, okay.
I'm pretty sure I can speak for him.
Well, whichever, let me know. So we'll be good. And I will get the cups for that. Keith and I will. So, that'll be taken care of. There was something else I can't remember.
Do we by chance have any of the portable propane heaters? The big, they're tall.
I don't
and they're
think
propane
we do.
emission.
I don't know that we do. Do we have any
Oh,
portable propane?
I see a
heaters?
hand raising.
Brand new, I've never,
Oh,
and I cannot bring it over here, I don't have a cargo fit in. But it's brand new.
If it was to be really pouring, Michael, could I use that one canopy that we used that time?
Yeah.
We could set up one of those.
10 by 30, just real-
Oh, it's huge.
yeah. Ours is a 14 by 14.
Oh, no, this is
And we
bigger.
like it.
Anyway, if it gets like that, we could get cover for people. I think it's important.
What size is yours, Michael?
I got 2 10 by 20s.
Okay, Brian's got a 10 by 30. And the one canopy has lights, so already built in, so you could literally just build a little T.
Yeah. If it's ugly, we will. If not, I don't see it putting much to it.
how about walking off the street?
Oh, that's what I was thinking. So the drivers are gonna drive from Sacred Heart up Douglas, using all precautions to stop at the stop sign, and then we're gonna turn on Black Walnut and come down Ivy. And instead of going down to 6th, we're gonna come down 4th. And once we get to 4th, I was hoping we could barricade and stop, because I thought that the lights from the vehicles would make a nice setting for our celebration.
Oh, okay.
You guys, I think that if they could park along with, I think being all lit up for Christmas would be nice.
So do you want them inside the barricaded area, or where do you want the barricades set? Yes.
I think
I would say right here,
right here,
right here, and then maybe just the other side of the old fire pump. Just a little bit past, so you're not right on that street there. And if they would bring me or set those out, I can put them in place, get somebody to help me, you know, to set them in place. So they just put them out the day before, set them off to the side.
Okay.
And when we get down, we can just set them up. Maybe even leave a car there with the blinking lights going.
Yeah, because it's gonna be dark.
Yeah,
so that would be
we
good.
could do that.
Do you want to close off Elm between 4th and 3rd?
When the big flat top or the flathead, would that be a good spot for that? Because
yeah,
that's one.
it would help light out there too, his Dave's truck. They're not staying a long time, because they have a convoy to different places. He's scheduled at some other places like Woodburn Outlet and stuff, but he's gonna come to our thing and help light up till we get the tree lit and most of the festive stuff. I gotta say, I wanna thank Dave because he broke his shoulder this year, and so he won't have the diesel. He's bringing a 24-foot gooseneck this year instead, but he's still coming. And he's making all his stops. He's going to Kaiser after us, or Woodburn Outlets, and his next debut will be in Kaiser, their light parade. So I feel pretty honored that he's willing to come through. Laura?
So Erica was making Mexican hot chocolate, but I don't know about regular chocolate.
I think the one is fine. I think I'll drink it. I think whatever we offer. I love the
How
stuff.
many?
You know,
I can ask Ken. He'll,
should we ask for some extra?
He'll-
Just do a plain cocoa too?
Okay, I
kind
don't
of
know.
already did, so.
Okay.
Yeah.
That's what, yeah,
Yeah.
okay.
Okay,
Okay.
So that should give us a big one.
I just want to make sure that we have
in case, I get you. Yeah.
Mom, before I adjourn the meeting, I don't know what you were saying, if you were having a question or something, I didn't want to be rude.
Oh, my question was, I heard Brian say something about we had to have consensus to have a drive, have escort for the drive-through. So I just wanted to know what the consensus was. Is it the consensus of you guys up there? Is that what the consensus is?
Oh, so we need a consensus that we're gonna set the new precedent, Brian, is that what you're saying?
Permit itself is basically validation saying we're able to go ahead and do the break. And then the police will be able to help out, blah, blah, blah.
That's
So in
next
other
year,
words,
Next year, yeah.
that would be next year.
That was the question she was asking at the time.
But didn't you say that you asked way back?
I didn't ask in October, but it's water under the bridge now, and again,
We'll just get through it.
yeah, let's just get through the meeting.
We'll go through it. No, but I mean, the parade.
Oh, yeah, let's get through it this year and then we can-
Next year we'll do it.
The
Yeah.
drive, yeah.
Yeah, that's, I can
But the
find my
consensus
words.
comes from you guys up there, right?
Mhm.
Correct? Okay.
Yes. Is that your last question or? All right, anybody else?
There's more on the agenda, so,
Yeah, I know.
okay.
I just wanted to see if something else.
I do have one thing. We are doing a candygram sell. We as the Jervis Community Progress Team. And the candygram sale, what it is there's two different types. You can, just to spread a little bit of cheer, you can take one candy cane and put a little tag on it and just surprise somebody with it, and Santa actually delivers it. There's a couple different things you can do, like a little bouquet, you can do one or two. The other fun thing is, if you have a family, you pay $50. Santa will come out, personally bring gifts for your children, and you will get a portrait or a photo with Santa and your family. So that is something we're gonna be offering this year, and we want to try and keep it going every year, just to bring a little more joy to the families. So if anybody's interested.
So where will the money for that go? $50?
The money's going into the CPT fund. It goes for basically if there's something that comes up in the city, like, if somebody was to come and say, hey, like we have with the water bill, if you can't pay all your electric bill, let us give you a little bit. It's not gonna be a big chunk like the city does, because we're very limited on funds at this point. But with the new CPT, what we're doing is really trying to rev up on the fundraising, get that money built in there. It goes for coats, it goes for socks, it goes for Halloween costumes, it goes for back to school supplies, and movie nights in the park, providing that kind of stuff. It's just, there's a lot of different things, but it's all based on community.
But this is a private group, right? This is
It's a
not.
nonprofit.
This is not. some
It is
city
not a
of-
city, no, it's not a
So
city thing, it's just
who
something. that
do
we're
you guys report your taxes to then?
We report to DOJ, to Department of Revenue, and there's one more.
But I mean, it's not city.
Secretary of State.
correct?
No, absolutely not. No. And we've been a nonprofit that has been in place since 1996. So,
Yeah, my mom, well, it's before
yeah,
that.
French Prairie Community Progress Team. Mhm.
So, John,
No.
looked like you had it, and then there is some more on the agenda. Oh, what did it be? At this time, I would like to recognize Councilperson Diana Barge. I know before she became a council person, she came to a lot of meetings and has been very involved civically in her city. I hope she continues, participating in that. I know you got a big promotion at work this last year, right? That's taking a lot more of your time.
Yeah, but I wanted to say thank you for letting me serve. You won't see the last of me. I will be I have plans to help serve in other ways in the community, so
No, God's called you to
other
something.
fun things to be doing, so.
But Diana, we do appreciate you and we want to recognize you with.
Yes. Thank you.
Can I get a picture? I should have dressed better.
I know, right?
Let's get the chair out of the way. Let's get the chair out of the way. There you go.
I should let you hold it.
It's mine.
Okay.
Here.
Okay.
Sorry.
Hey, give one, please.
Oh, can you guys step out just a little bit?
You're hiding.
I know. Thank you.
One more for John.
Oh.
What?
Thanks again.
Thank you.
Okay, did anybody else have anything? Oh.
Oh, thank you. I was like, oh.
I mean, for me, I would also like to say thank you to Diana. Diana's and her husband Christopher diligently started when they moved in the Jervis. They were our only audience for a long time. And then we had a vacancy on the council, West Leva left, and Diana was appointed to his position and then reelected into her position now. So I've appreciated, Diana, your input, and we'll just have you on the council, but looking forward to other ways that you'll contribute. So thank you.
Thank you. I appreciate it very much. I really look forward to working with everybody and getting to know the city better.
Well, I seen you some committee the other night, so I can get my hands full over that.
There's a number of things that I have my hands full with, yes. Thank you.
It's calling us for everything, all the time. Like what you're doing that.
Thanks, John.
And with that, the time is 7:56 PM and the meeting is adjourned. Congratulations, Michael.
Yes.